Hello and welcome. This practice is going to be one of meditation in a physical form, as well as our yoga practice, and today we'll be on the chair. I'm going to begin our yoga practice today with a reading from Yin Yoga, the complete guide to philosophy and practice. So while I read this, I want you to take a comfortable seat or lie down on your mat. Maybe that's on your back, maybe that's on your side, maybe that is even on your belly. Any position that allows you to receive the words that I share and meditate on them. Our whole yoga practice is to increase our awareness or our mindfulness, and to refresh your memory of what mindfulness is and the benefits of it are improved blood pressure and a lowered heart rate, a reduced fight or flight stress response, an activated rest and digest response, improved digestion, a lessening of inflammation, and an improved immune system. And some of the ways in which we practice mindfulness therapeutically are by paying attention. Knowing that as we pay attention, we can acknowledge, welcome, and then if it would benefit us, change. Change our position, change our thoughts, maybe even change our emotions, only if it would benefit us. It is possible to change our thoughts, but to do so, we first have to pay attention to them. We have to be mindful of what is actually happening right here, right now. It begins simply. Awareness of present experience with acceptance. With this openness, with this acceptance and welcoming, begin to notice your breath. Notice what happens as you breathe. Maybe that feels like a warm exhale through your nose or your mouth, and a cool inhale. Maybe you notice your belly rising and falling. Maybe you notice how good it feels to simply notice your breathing. Whatever it is, welcome it. Next, become aware of the emotional backdrop that is present at your heart space. You may not notice any emotion, and that is more than okay. Welcome whatever is or isn't arising here as you breathe, and as you notice your heart space. Right now, we are not trying to change anything. Right now, we are simply welcoming and allowing. Welcoming reality to be as it is. Now become aware of your thoughts. We always have thoughts coming and going. Could you watch your thoughts right now like clouds, like you are laying back in the grass and watching clouds float across the sky? Can you watch your thoughts that way now? Remember that right now we are not trying to change what we are experiencing. We are simply opening to whatever is arising and passing. Because this is the beginning of using mindfulness therapeutically to help us deal with the inevitable dramas that occur in our daily life now and then. I'm going to share a bit more with you, and for now, take this in, and for our meditation, I'd like you to consider this and perhaps apply it in our meditation in a moment. There are 4 reactions that we can have to strong sensations, whether physical, emotional, or perhaps thoughts. 2 of these reactions are yin-like and 2 are yang-like. Only 1 is really skillful. The other 3 occur more out of habit than by choice. The reaction we default to in our practice is most likely the reaction we also default to at other times in our lives when we face a great challenge. These reactions are: 1, running away from what is happening. 2, trying to change what is happening. 3, giving up and suffering through what is happening. 4, accepting what is happening. Whether during the physical postures or simply the breathing, maybe just being still, when the drama reaches a peak, when we really want to come out of the posture or change what is happening, pay attention to what is happening. Stop and notice. Notice your cravings. Notice your aversions. And start to notice how you want something else other than what is happening right now. Are you running away by mentally hiding in some fantasy? Are you moving to a slightly different position? Are you staying still but getting upset and thinking of how this is a stupid pose and a stupid teacher and you don't deserve to be treated like this? Or do you accept that at this moment in your life, this is what you are experiencing? This final strategy is yin-like and very skillful, paying attention and accepting what is happening. This does not mean we continue to do nothing if nothing is inappropriate. We may choose to do something, but it will be a conscious decision based upon our best judgment at that time. Mindfulness. Let's begin our meditation as a moving meditation. This meditation will be one where we are sitting or standing, And maybe you actually have turned your back to people. Maybe you've gone into a place that you feel comfortable. Maybe you stay together with a group. This is called shaking. Shaking, also known as Osho's Kundalini meditation, sometimes called a soul dance, a movement that gets the blood flow going, the chi moving. We are awakening our life force energy, which often gets sleepy. And so the effect is refreshing, energizing, and balancing. Now I'm going to demonstrate about 3 minutes. If you would like to go a little longer, then I'm going to suggest that you keep going. Maybe you do this for 5 minutes, maybe 7, maybe 10 or more, and you can push play, turn on your favorite music, and shake. Get yourself ready and find your comfortable space, whether that's standing, sitting, or maybe even lying down. Whether you are seated or standing or lying down, begin to move those toes and feet. Shake the toes and feet. Starting to awaken, starting to ignite the life force energy at the toes, feet, and ankles. Whether you're listening to music that you choose that feels fun to dance and move to or not, begin to move your knees. Shake and move those knees. The eyes might be open, the eyes might be closed. Move those knees, awaken the knees. And now the hips. Shaking those hips. And the waist. Move the waist. Shaking to open blocked energy meridians through the waist. And now the hands, the fingers. Move and shake in any way that feels good and fun to you. The hands and fingers, wrists, and elbows. Opening these energy lines, shaking off stress and tension through the elbows and the shoulders. Our life force can get sleepy. Awaken it through the neck. Refreshing, energizing, and balancing through whatever movement right now that feels good through the whole body. Igniting the life force in the whole body. This is a transformative process. Whole body awakening. Shaking and trembling all over. A physical release. Shaking, awakening the life force right now through your movement of the whole body. And maybe you keep going, but maybe you pause. Maybe you find the stillness and welcome everything that you feel. Welcome that ignition of the life force now through your body. Let's close that meditation by bringing our hands together at our heart and taking a long, deep breath in through the nose and perhaps out through the mouth. Grab a chair and 2 blocks and let's take a seat. This practice will be good for anyone, whether you can practice yoga on your head or standing or very limited movement because of injuries or whatever else. Take 1 block, place it at the center and back of your chair, and then set the other one to the side and let's take a seat. Settling in so that your back, your low back, is pressing up against that block and leaning so the shoulders stack over the hips. Once the shoulders are stacked over the hips, we want to line our ears over the shoulders. So notice if you find yourself rounding forward, and can you push your chin back, chin parallel to the ground, and breathe long up and down the straight spine. Resting your hands softly on your lap and your feet resting comfortably on the floor. Here, with our head lined up right over our shoulders and the shoulders right over the pelvis, we're strengthening our abdominal muscles. Let's connect with our breath a few more times to prepare for our asana practice. Deep inhales. Long exhales. One more time, deep inhale and long exhale. Now you could continue. This is enough just to feel your abdominal muscles working, and with the head right over the shoulders, we're balancing that 16 or 17 pound round ball correctly. This is enough just to breathe here. Maybe you extend this time by pressing pause. Rejoin me when you're ready by taking the block out from behind your back, set it to the side, and let's scoot to the top of our chair now. Scooting to the top of our chair. Bring those feet comfortably wide, turning the toes out, and let's rest the hands on our legs for cat and cow. Hands resting comfortably wherever supports you. We're going to rock the pelvis forward on the inhale, opening up through the chest, and then exhale, round and curl, leaning back. Coming forward, maybe you look up, inhale, and exhale, rounding back. Follow your breath pace, coming forward on the inhale and rocking back on the exhale. Perhaps 3 more times as you rock forward in front of your sit bones and back behind them. Last time forward, last time back. Then coming up to sit nice and tall, and let's roll the shoulder blades back, taking a deep breath. Then keep the shoulder blades back and down and feel your chest broaden as you scoot a little closer to the top of your chair. Bring your feet into a comfortable position and let's open the chest a bit more. Maybe you grab the sides of the chair, leaning forward, arcing your spine. Maybe you grab the sides, or perhaps even a little higher onto the back of the chair. It doesn't matter. Wherever you're finding your good stretch. For some of you, you may even be able to interlace your fingers and stretch your arms behind. Let's breathe deeply into the wide collarbones. Lengthening through the top of your head as you lengthen out through your tailbone in the opposite direction. Releasing any hardness. One more breath here. Then releasing those arms, bring them back to your lap. Let's turn our right leg to the right, scooting to the top edge and the side of the chair. Support yourself with your right arm. Left leg can stay straight forward and bent, or perhaps you crunch the toes. Walk your leg a little bit further forward, straightening out perhaps, and pointing the foot, stretching across the top of the ankle. As you support yourself on the right arm, extend your left arm. Now maybe that comes out 90 degrees. Maybe it's forward a little bit. Feel the stretch from your left hip out through your left arm. As you root through the left foot, breathing along the whole length of your body, reaching through the top of the head for a few more breaths. Circling this left arm around 3 times. Maybe keeping your left leg as it is, or if it would serve you, change it. Circling 3 times in the other direction, breathing deeply. Then still this left arm, it might come back to a 90-degree bend, or maybe it comes close to your head on top or behind. We're going to use this right arm to gently twist the torso up a bit. Press the head into the hand if the hand is behind it. So instead of the round, open through the side body, open through the chest as you take another breath, using this right arm as leverage against that right thigh. Inhale here. Exhale now, round and curl as if bringing that left elbow down towards that right knee. And here, the hand can become a little heavier, stretching through the back of the neck. Follow your breath. Inhale, twisting, looking up, pressing the head to the hand if it's there. Exhale, rounding down. The hand can become a little heavy. Inhale, twisting, opening up through the whole torso with your breath as you round down. A few more times. One more. And reach this left arm straight up. Inhale and come up, hands parallel, arms straight. Exhale. Let's bring those hands to the hips. And if this left leg was straight, go ahead and rock that foot side to side. Now, if it was bent, go ahead and rock the foot side by side. We'll meet you there. Knee bent, foot rocking side to side as we swing this hip and open through the joint for one more breath, dropping the shoulders. lengthening through the top of the head. Place that foot down and let's see if we can heel toe it back a little bit. Can we heel toe this left foot back? Maybe readjusting, maybe finding a comfortable position. For those of you that feel stable, you're welcome to come up on your feet solely for Warrior Two. If you're standing, one hand or maybe both can support you on the chair as you stand behind it with this right knee bent. Wherever you are, right ankle underneath the knee. Breathing deeply 2 more times as you drop the shoulders and lengthen out through the fingertips. Maybe fiercely looking over that right middle finger. Inhale, we're going to place this left hand at the left hip, turn the right palm up, and exhale, side body stretch. The torso opening up to the side as that right knee presses back for 2 more breaths. If you are seated, maybe this left hand comes on the chair to help you get a little more length and space. We'll inhale and exhale, bring those arms back. Parallel to the floor. Take a breath. Release those hands and let's change that position. Come back to your chair if you're standing and let's heel toe these feet back together, sitting at the top of the chair, feet together, hands resting on the thighs. Ears right over the shoulders. Shoulders right over the hips as we breathe to the length of the spine a few more times. Here at the top of the chair, we're going to heel toe this left foot wide, making a 90-degree bend or thereabouts with the legs. Once you find your position, maybe scooting on the chair a little bit, we're going to take this side ankle pose, left arm resting on this left thigh. I'll suggest your palm up as if holding things lightly rather than clutching or grasping, suffocating anything. We hold it openly yet strongly. Lengthening through the top of the head. You may choose to change this right leg. And if you do, inch those toes forward. Really good for the toes. Maybe the leg comes partly straight, maybe fully straight, and if it is, press across the top of the ankle, stretch as you engage this thigh. And we'll find this right arm, the space that feels comfortable for that shoulder, so we can root this right hip down on the chair, soften it down, root it down, and lengthen the head, perhaps the arm away. Breathing. Shoulders down from the ears. Eyes soft. 1 more breath. Circling this arm around 3 times in one direction. Could be a small circle, could be big. 3 times in the other direction. Still rooting the right hip down and lengthening through the top of the head. We'll find the position for this arm that's going to help us get that twist using this left arm to open up the chest to the sky, softening through the body, allowing the breath to move through the body. Maybe looking up only with the eyes. Inhale. Exhale, round and curl to that left knee, to that floor. Right hip is still rooted on the chair. Chin draws to the chest. With your inhale, come back up. If the hand is behind the head, push the head into the hand. With your exhale, round back down. Almost like we are doing a cat-cow twist. Exhale to round down. Inhale to rise and open up. Soft eyes. Perhaps one more time. Coming to lengthen this right arm. Inhale and exhale, your arms parallel to the floor. And then to the hips. If this right leg was straight, we're going to begin to bend that knee, and everyone's going to rock that ankle side to side and the hip side to side, opening and lubricating the joints. Breathing a few more times. And steadying that foot and leg, and take a breath as your hands sink into your hips and your head grows a little longer away. One more breath. We're going to find our warrior two. That will be the left knee bent as best we can, stacked right over that ankle, and we might stay here, extending our arms and looking with the ferocity over that left middle finger. Torso and belly turn towards the side. That might be a little bit of a change in this right leg. Adjust, take your time, find your warrior two. If you're standing, perhaps you play with picking up your hands, finding balance. And perhaps for these last few breaths, you find a smile. Take an inhale here, and with your exhale, bring that right hand to that right hip. Turn that left palm up and open up. Find what's comfortable for you. Change that right hand in any way. Maybe you're leaning as you hold the chair. Keeping this front knee bent, perhaps you're holding on to the chair. Breathing one more time through this left side body. Then coming back to your warrior two, arms dropping from your ears, and again looking over that left middle finger. Take a breath. Bringing those hands back to the hips if you're seated, and everyone coming back to sit at the chair. Perhaps heel toe, those feet back together. Hands resting at the thighs, sitting at the top edge of the chair. One breath here. Let's grab a block. And you have a choice. Block to the inside of the palms and squeeze the block. And with your feet gently together, find what's comfortable. Option number one. Inhale the arms up as you gently squeeze the block, and exhale the arms down. This may not be a big movement, and that is more than okay. Repeating 5 more times. Perhaps you bring the block to your inner thighs. Squeeze the whole of the block and try to spit the block to the floor and breathe. This integrates the abdominal muscles, the core muscles, building strength as you support the shoulders over the hips and the ears over the shoulders. Option number 3, with the block at the inner thighs, we take an inhale, squeeze the block, and exhale, come to stand. Inhale, standing, and exhale, come back to sit. Perhaps you use your hands to push off the chair on the exhale, squeezing the block. Inhale to pause. Exhale, perhaps you use your hands to find that chair and sit back down. Pausing on your inhale. Exhale, find movement. Maybe you vary it up. Experiment with these 3 different options. Let's try a few more. One more time, your choice to pose. Setting your block to the side. Let's go ahead and shake that out a little bit. Roll ankles, wiggle fingers. Turn your head side to side. Do whatever feels nice. And for some of you, maybe this is standing. Everyone take a deep, long breath. We're going to take our final pose before our rest. Let's take a forward fold. Perhaps in the chair with blocks. Legs might be bent or a little or a lot straight, sitting at the edge of the chair. We can fold over these legs, supporting ourselves on our thighs or maybe on the blocks. Letting that chin draw in and the round happen through your back. Let the weight of the head get heavy. For those that would like to take this seated on the ground, extend your legs away. If you have a strap, you're welcome to loop the strap at the bottoms of your feet. And trying to keep a straight spine, hinging at the hips, rather than rounding at the back, rather than rounding at the pelvis and the low back arcing away. Can we use the strap, or perhaps simply the legs, and keep the spine straight? And then find a round in the chin, drawing to the chest. Breathing here, closing our practice. Everyone taking 3 deep breaths. Then vertebrae by vertebrae, stack, rise up until the chin lifts last. Once your spine is nice and straight, take a deep breath. And find final relaxation pose. That could be in the chair. Simply lounging back, resting back, taking the most comfortable position you can. That could be on the floor. Final resting pose could be on your back on the mat where you use the chair to rest your legs. Find the most comfortable position for you in this moment. Final resting pose. Perhaps your eyes get soft. Maybe they close entirely as let your arms relax. During our yoga practice, when the drama reaches a peak, when we really want to come out of the posture, the opportunity is to pay attention to what is happening. Start to notice how you may want something else other than what is happening right now. Can you accept that at this moment in your life, this is what you are experiencing? The only thing we really have is right now. Welcome the now. That includes all the sounds that can be heard around you. Can you welcome all the sounds around you now? Welcoming reality as it is. As you lie here, resting in the stillness, in the stillness. Could you find a little more softness in your mouth? Could the arms feel a little bit heavier? The shoulders melt from the ears. And for their last few moments, can you feel the breath through the whole of the body? Shavasana pose. Corpse pose. This place where we experience the death of our doing. Welcoming your breath in to be a little deeper and a little longer. The wiggling of fingers and toes. Adding breath and adding movement as if reawakening. Adding breath and adding movement until you rise up and take a comfortable seated position, whether that's on the floor or the chair, your choice. Taking your time, savoring this transition, bringing with you all of the benefits of this practice. I invite you now to bring your hands together at your heart for Anjali Mudra and take a deep breath. With your eyes soft, maybe closed, maybe simply turned down, let's reach our arms around and up. Inhale. And exhale the palms back together to rest at the forehead. Namaste. Good job.